bad too. That's the thing, scary part.
Well, because Bama, Georgia, Clemson's not just loading up on all the good
Your
players.
schedules are going to be so tough. I mean,
the players are spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Look what Deion's done.
Right.
The 12th man, Texas A&M Aggies, September 2nd, host New Mexico State. And then on the 9th, they will be at Miami. We're looking at the screen, the schedule here on screen.
You think they win that?
I don't know.
Is it at Miami?
Yes.
They beat them last year.
Well, they have a 51% chance to win this game, hosted by what DraftKings or Rivals. No, they're not a sponsor. They will host Auburn. They have a 76% chance, it says, to host and win it, to beat Auburn. And I think, did we both pick Auburn to lose that one? Or no?
I picked them to lose to Ole Miss or A&M. I think I did have them picked to lose to A&M. 7-5. I had Auburn going 7-5.
Did we have? I think me and you agreed to that Auburn beat A&M, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think Auburn.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, sir. I think Auburn beats A&M.
I got A&M losing to Miami, beating Auburn.
The 30th, they will be at Jerry World playing Arkansas, 61% chance. The 7th, they will host Alabama, 17% chance. The 14th, at Tennessee, star by that game. South Carolina, the 28th, the November 4th, at Ole Miss. And then 11th, they got Mississippi State. November the 15th, at LSU, 20% chance to win that game.
Boys, I got them at 5-5 right now, at best.
I'll fire him if they go 5-5.
What's their last two?
They're gonna have some money somewhere. They're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go rob Metro Bank or something because
I don't think they do any better than 6-6 guys. I mean, hey, Matt studied on them, and I don't know a lot about them, but that's a tough schedule.
It is.
It's a 2:30 game at Miami on ABC also.
See, I don't think they win that.
Well, see, they got the Warhawks, then they got Auburn, and we've already picked them to lose to Auburn. So we're talking about them going 2-2, going to host Jerry World, the Razorbacks. I think they beat Arkansas 3-2. They lose to Bama 3-3. They lose to Tennessee 3-4. 4-4. They beat South Carolina at Ole Miss 5-4. If they beat Ole Miss,
if they beat Ole Miss.
They could wind up winning 6 games, 7.
I got them 7-5 at best. 6-6.
Now,
worst 5-7.
Their schedule is not. It's not as bad as some other people's schedules. So let's take a look at this closer. They have some veterans back for the Aggies. Wide receivers Aiyana Smith, defensive tackle Jackson, and then their strong safety Richardson. At quarterback, Connor Wagan. Plus, having Stewart back at receiver is going to be big. And we talked about Bobby Petrino a while ago. He's going to be calling the plays. They were 101st. They were 101st last year in offense. The A&M Aggies, 101st in offense. So definitely Bobby should be able to gain up on some of that. Defensively, they struggled a lot against the run last year. They lost 5 games, guys, by 6 points or less.
5 games.
5 games. Now,
I did not realize that.
Now, finishing 5-7, Jimbo's 8th year at A&M. He did win a title in 13, of course. They finished 15th in recruiting, which is not too bad. They went up with 2 5-stars, a defensive lineman, Hicks, and a running back, Owens, from Texas.
Yeah, he's supposed to be good.
Yes, and they have 8 4-stars. A lot of defensive players. I mean, I think there was 2 athletes in that bunch and a cornerback maybe in that bunch. So now Wagan has played in 5 games last year. Their wide receiver, Smith, he was out a lot. Yes, he is a 5th-year senior, though.
Yes, he's very good.
Moose Muhammad III, put a star by that. All-American freshman last year. Moose Muhammad III, wide receiver for Texas A&M. Running back All-American, gone. Of course, we knew about him. Yes, God, man, he was great.
Yeah,
I really did. Really enjoyed watching him play.
He was good.
Oh, crap. What happened here? Now, we went through the schedule there. I'll get off that screen and put us back up here.
I just think the schedule's tough. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, here's the thing. They've got to get better up front. Without this, because Zoan, Robinson, Fothery, and the center, Foster, the center missed a lot of games last year. and DeBerry was great. But can they build more? Can they build up, and can A&M build off some type of guys? I'm telling you, they're going to have to build up on some kind of momentum because they cannot go 5-7. There's no way they can go 5-7.
They'll fire him if they go 5-7.
Defensive coach DJ Durkin.
Yeah,
people's raved about him, talked about him.
Ole Miss, right?
123rd last year, ranked deep. What?
I didn't realize they were that bad.
Bad.
What happened?
They don't have any type of – their pass defense was not bad at all.
Just the linebackers and D-line.
Yes, but their D-line, they just had a lot of trouble. Jackson and Diggs, they will be key players coming back on defense. Nolan, Turner, they've got to be leaders on the defense. We've got corners and safeties and the guys. Something's got to go on to help more linebackers. Russell Jr., Cooper Jackson. Cooper is a Jackson State transfer, which is Jernette Davis.
Played for Dion.
Yep, he will get a lot of snaps. Pass ranking defense was legit. So I said they were stopping a lot of passes.
But they just couldn't get no pressure on the quarterback.
No,
they were giving up a lot of
gashing the offense, running plays. Just giving up a lot of yards.
And they nearly beat Alabama, I mean, they did.
North Carolina transfer Tony Grimes will be added to this defense. Anderson also, too. He will play nickelback. Looking at some of those at the schedule and going through that.
Who was their quarterback last year? Hayden, do you remember? I can't remember anymore.
Texas A&M's?
Yes.
Well, they had about 5 of them.
I know.
But who was the one that played so well against Alabama?
They
threw it in the end zone on the last play against Alabama.
I want to say it was Haynes King, but it could be
okay.
That. It was either
I
Haynes
think you're
King
right.
or Connor Wigman, but I think it was Haynes King. But Haynes King transferred
it wasn't
out to Georgia Tech, maybe.
It was not. It wasn't Wigan. It was King. You're right.
King, yeah.
Yeah, and then
whatever happened to Calzada?
Went to Auburn.
Graduated. What? Who's that?
I said, whatever happened to Zach Calzada? I mean, is he not in the running at Auburn at all?
No. So he transferred out, and he went to a Christian school in Texas, I do believe.
Yeah,
I cannot remember the name of it, but
some little small school.
They were actually the FCS team that he transferred to was in the playoffs this year, and actually
Texas Tech, Texas Corpus Christi, or somebody like that.
No, it wasn't Corpus Christi.
Gosh, look at this.
No, I can't think of the name. I cannot think of the name for the life of me.
He's a good quarterback. I think he'll do well.
Looking at last year's A&M schedule, look at the L's. From starting October the 1st to November the 12th, they lost first game out to the Bulldogs 42-24. I remember that game. It wasn't really even a good game. Then they lose to Auburn. They shouldn't have lost that game, 13-10 at Auburn. And then they win against UMass, and then they beat LSU. Of course, they didn't go to a bowl game.
How in the world did they beat LSU?
I don't know. I remember that happened. I thought they just went.
What was the final in that game?
38-23.
Wow.
LSU beats A&M. A&M beat LSU. LSU went brain dead. They beat Alabama, and they lost their mind. Everybody does. Look what happened in Tennessee. They got smoked by South Carolina.
Yeah, but South Carolina beats 6 to beat Tennessee and Clemson back to back.
Look at that schedule there. Holy crud, man. They lost a lot of games continuously after another.
Oh
my goodness.
He's an incarnate word now in San Antonio.
Incarnate. Oh gosh, they're amazing.
Yeah,
they're great.
They were pretty good last year. So I don't know if he's going to go in and contend for a quarterback spot or not, but
I know a guy taught in school that plays for Southern Illinois, and I looked up who they were going to play one Saturday because I was going to keep up with the stats. And it said they were playing Incarnate Word. And I'm like, well, they'll beat them to death. He may get to run it a lot. Well, I look back over there later, and it's like 57-25. Incarnate Word won. I mean, so no, they're one of the best teams in that. What would that be considered? Division I AA?
FCS.
FCS.
Or Division II, one of the two. I can't remember. I think it's FCS, though.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yes, they're very good. He'll have to play good to be their quarterback.
Yeah, they're not no pushover.
No.
Yeah, Jeff says A&M has the money to buy Jimbo out, and it's going to be in the $20 million area, I think. $20 million is going to cost to buy Jimbo out.
I think you ought to give him this year and see how he goes. He goes 8-4, we'll keep him.
$20 million. Yeah. Well, I'll say it again. If A&M, if they go 5-7,
he's gone. But I see him going 5-7 possibly.
There's no way. There's no way that A&M can come in here and you can tell me that they're going to pay him again another year. And remember the recruit class they had, 2 years ago?
No, it was the best in the country.
Yeah.
But half of them left.
In the history of college football.
But half of them's gone, right? Or maybe more than half.
They better get something together. And from what I just told you, we talked about some players coming back. You got some All-American receivers coming back. You got a guy on defense. They've added DJ and Durkin, defensive coach. He better know what's going on. He better smell what the Rock's cooking.
Yeah, he's a good one.
they better figure it out.
He's a good one.
Hey, the Rock.
I like that one.
He's a good one. He's got another year eligibility, don't he?
The Rock.
Yeah, he played for Miami.
Roman Reigns does too. He played at Georgia Tech.
Who?
Roman Reigns, the heavy champ.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Samoan guy. He's one of the heavyweight, the Universal champ for WWE.
Who was the guy that played for Georgia? Oh,
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the longest.
He started for Georgia.
Yes.
Now, The Rock did not start for Miami.
No.
But they were loaded back then.
Yeah.
In all respect to The Rock, he made the team. That's great.
He was good. He's a good ball player.
People will try to tell you, he started. No, he didn't. Every one of their linebackers started on pro teams.
Yeah.
And he was their backup.
They were loaded back then.
Yes, bad, because Alabama upset them to win the national championship in '92.
See, I remember, that group 10 years later, Shockley and all that group.
Oh, yeah. The Miami.
How many was it, like 28 first-round picks on that team? 28. I mean, those are we're talking about back in the early 2000s.
At some point, yeah.
2000, 01, 02. Man, guys, we've talked about a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah.
We went through Auburn football next season and even the next season
A&M,
after. We talked about A&M and Kentucky. We got them.
We've got 5 teams covered now in the SEC. I think we've covered Arkansas, South Carolina, and these 3 now. So
I don't know.
What we got left? 9.
I mean, y'all agree or not? I don't see who's going to have the biggest change, the biggest turnaround. We'll end it with this. Who's going to have the biggest turnaround for the season, for the conference, for the SEC? Who?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go over that.
Yeah.
Let's do this first.
Yeah,
the biggest turnaround. Who's going to be the most improved team in the conference?
Yeah, like I would first right off the bat, I'm going to say Auburn.
I would think Auburn or Florida.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You think Auburn's going to?
I don't know about Mississippi State.
I'd say Auburn because I feel like they're going to have a few more wins than they did last year. And when I mean a few more, I mean I think at least 3. From going from 5-7 to 8-4 or 7-5, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
If not them, then LSU, because LSU was a 3-loss team last year going into the bowl game, and I just feel like that if not, it'll be LSU. But people expect LSU to do good this year. So if you want to go by strictly of expectations, then LSU. But if not, then probably Auburn.
And I know we didn't bring this up, but for some reason, I don't know why, and I just cannot get it out of my head. And a lot of people think they're going to be good, but I don't think South Carolina is going to be as good as advertised.
No, I broke them down a few weeks ago.
I just don't.
They're having to move receivers to the backfield.
Right.
And Spencer Rattler is what he is, and we know they won that Tennessee game because what I told you what happened. Tennessee players were into it. Offensive defense were arguing before the game, and the defense said, well, I tell you what, we'll just go out here and just give it away. And you could tell, you could go back and watch the game. They were loafing on half the plays. They were letting the receivers from South Carolina run wide open. When they did, they wouldn't try to run them down.
Right.
But I like Coach Beamer.
Oh, I do too. I just don't.
I like Shane.
know if they pulled a couple of big upsets last year, but I don't know if they can duplicate that again.
Here's what should happen. So I'm going to say Auburn should probably be our most improved. But let me tell you what. Logically, if you think logically, here's who should be the most improved. The most improved team next year. We'll put this down in a YouTube short. A&M.
They should be. They need to be. They need to be for him.
Dude, they win 5 games. I mean, you've got to be able to.
They may be.
You got to be able to improve over 5 games.
Yeah.
You would think they would, right?
Well, I'd say there's a good chance they'll improve.
But
you would think. We would
but
think.
Their schedule's pretty brutal.
But thinking and looking and watching the game, and we watch recruiting pretty close and transfers, I'm going to go with Auburn and say they'll probably be improve. They'll win 2 or 3 more games
I
than
think
they.
with the new coach coming in and all.